Oh, una... Oh, una...
Una good evening, the good people of Ambazonia. Una good evening, our brave people them. The last 24 hours, it don't be very devastating to the Cameroun military. The last 24 hours, it don't been a very devastating day for the Cameroun occupation military. Today, don't been a very bad day for the terrorist occupation military of Cameroun. Ambazonian Forces, which they don't do for the Cameroun military in the last few days, it be very extraordinary. But before we go for there, make I give now some updates for the big news them where they happen around the globes, around the globe. The world will live for a world where it go through a very challenging time, a lot of conflicts around the globe, and if I make our people then, they constantly get updates as to what they occur around the world. First, a political crisis it go on for Ukraine right now between, as all wanna know, Ukraine, my country where it is in the middle of a war between Ukraine and Russia. And from yesterday, we be now Monday, number 30 day for this month, a political crisis is start for Ukraine between the Ukrainian president, President Zelensky, and a top military commander where he lead the war for against Russia, General Zelensky. Speculation bidon they come out over the last few weeks. Say these two people they need to get along, and yesterday the conflict between President Zelensky and General Zelensky he actually come out for outside. It start yesterday where President Zelensky he called General Zelensky for a meeting, and for that meeting, President Zelensky he be tell General Zelensky say he not get he not trust anymore, he not get confidence for General Zelensky anymore, and the way General Zelensky he conduct the war with Russia, he not be confident. So he say don't lost confidence for General Zelensky, and he go like make General Zelensky make he resign. General Zelensky he tell Zelensky openly say he no go resign and make President Zelensky he instead fire he. The matter can be complicated because of a miscalculation. The person where President Zelensky, if he want make a replace General Zelensky, the person deny for accept the offer before he President Zelensky if one can ask General Zelensky for resign. So when he can come on now say President Zelensky don't ask General Zelensky make a resign, General Zelensky refused, then the other person who is supposed to replace General Zelensky, even if President Zelensky if he sack General Zelensky, the other person talk say, if he take that job, be ready for that job. So it can make matters, they can be very complicated for President Zelensky, and Zelensky, it can look very stupid for outside. We also get reports say the Americans, they try for intervene because now Americans, they sponsor this war for Ukraine. Without the Americans' aid, military and financial aid for Ukraine, the Russian have already finished this war for Ukraine. But that point aside, Americans don't intervene for try for help General Zelensky and President Zelensky. They say in the middle of a war, where they try for help the Ukrainian people for fight and for win this war, find make this political crisis start. Now, speculation, they come now say the reason why President Zelensky he want make General Zelensky resign now because General Zelensky he don't become a very popular general, and people that now speculate say now because it could be a political challenger for President Zelensky in case of an election, and now they now say Zelensky he don't show publicly say he not get the political leadership for even fire his own general. So wahala is there for inside Ukraine. They go through a bloody war. Now they get a political crisis, and that political crisis from the top analysts. Then I don't talk for them today. I don't talk for some of my top political consultants and how they call them, and political scientists. I don't talk for them. They tell me they say this crisis, if he actually lead to the resignation of President Zelensky himself, if cannot be taken. All right. The second thing I want to talk for our people them, now say last week, 62 Ukraine prisoners of war, they be killed by the Ukraine people themselves. The Ukraine and Russia, they don't make private arrangement through the two governments, between the government of Ukraine and the government of Russia, for do prisoners exchange. The Russians, they don't go carry the Ukraine prisoners with they under Russia their care for fly them for Belgrade, for place where they're supposed to do this prisoners exchange, or bring them for the border town when afraid they could do this prisoners exchange through the United Nations. Now a negotiation way, if we don't they go on through the office of the Secretary General for the United Nations. So this deal where Ukraine they don't accept them, Russia they don't accept them. Russia they don't carry 62 Ukrainian prisoners of war for bring them for Belgrade through a plane, a military plane. That the Ukraine themselves, after they don't accept this deal, and the Russian don't notify them say, would you use now this kind of plane for transport these prisoners, these prisoners. The Ukraine themselves, after they don't get this information, they go ahead and they target that Russian warplane. They kill all 62 Ukrainian prisoners of war, and they kill the 3 crew members who they be inside and the supportive team. So in total of about 68 people them, they will be killed for that Ukraine attack on a Russian military plane. The plane it go down and all man on board it be die. So last week something happened where it need to come out for the international media. 61 French mercenaries they will be killed for a Russian airstrike for Kharkov for inside Ukraine. The Russian intelligence agency, they don't get a lot of intelligence, say a lot of Western support in terms of Western professional military support. The day inside Ukraine. And the Russians, they will get precise intelligence, say some house there, winner for day, the French Legion, and the French in military intelligence services with the French that use them for all over the world for their diplomatic business. Then when they come for military, that these people them they be first of all they get for resign from the French military for the French legionnaire, and then the volunteer now the French government now will send them inside Ukraine as mercenaries, where they know they're under the French government, and their goal now for help for the train the Ukrainian on how to use these specialized drones then, and for the carry out precise airstrike. The Russian they don't get this intelligence. The Russian they carry out an airstrike, they bomb this house, and they kill all 61 French mercenaries. And the reason that we don't cost Emmanuel Macron, it don't vex, and when I see now, it tone about Russia, and for make sure say the West, it give all the weapons and where Ukraine need them for fight Russia and for win Russia for Ukraine. That's why when I hear all this talk, when these things that they happen for outside, make when I know say there are underground triggers. And one of the triggers in this way, it don't make them the French, they don't carry the shame. Say Russian, they get the intelligence of place where their mercenaries day for fight, for help the Ukraine people them, for fight Russians inside Ukraine. And 61 French mercenaries, they be killed. Late last week, 23 Israeli specialized forces them, they be killed by Hamas. Hamas used a very specialized strategy. A certain house, when a story building, where they know say the Israelis, they will go there for try for conduct operations for there, for make sure say Hamas they need to stay for there, for check whether tunnels they there. Hamas, if they don't go for that place, they go plant a lot of big bomb there for that place. They start to monitor them. They monitor for 1 day, they monitor for 2 days. Israel, they never go for that place. They monitor them. They monitor them. After a number of days, the moment Israeli forces, they come out with their tanks, they enter for that building for carry out this search and operations, the Hamas, they press that button. The entire building, it collapsed. They killed 23 Israeli special forces. And then today, news also don't come out from the Israeli military, say the Israeli military, they don't kill up to 15 Hamas fighters over the last 2 days. Now some of the current events and that way they take place around the conflicts of the world, also as some of them don't hear from which it don't happen, for the first time after a very long time, 3 American soldiers, they don't be killed for inside the base where the American military don't put them for Jordan, afraid that they use them for fight the war for Syria. 3 American military people them, they don't be killed, and about up to 30 Americans, they be wounded. This thing, it don't add to the political pressure where President Biden, he get them for say the American support for the war for Israel, it be too much, and the Americans enough hold the Israelis to account to conduct themselves properly so that the Palestinian civilians, they not be killed too much, and say woman, picking them and mommy them, and say Israeli they not supposed to be for the bomb all house them for people them, including hospitals and churches. So that political pressure, if you don't demand for President Biden, now where this drone airstrike where he killed 3 American servicemen and he wounded 30 others, it don't add another political pressure for President Biden. And now for the American public, the consensus now say America must carry out a very strong, significant strike for the Houthi. The Houthi now a militia group of forces where according to Americans they talk say now Iran, it fund those forces, and those forces they don't claim responsibility for that attack where it killed 3 American servicemen. Now some of the current news and that where they go around the world and they shake and shape how the world foreign policy will be conducted. Now make we come to our own discussion for inside Ambazonia. The Cameroun military enough to fight this war on many fronts. The strategy where the Ambazonian Governing Council don't put them in place, now a strategy where it make the Cameroon military, they got to be spread out too thin because the strategy, it make us say Ambazonians, they did for all over the territory. Ambazonian fighters, they did for all over the territory for all the 13 states. So it divide the enemy so much with the Cameroon military now enough to fight a war on many fronts. As una don't see them today, the Ambazonian Forces for the state of Boyo, they don't carry out a very devastating attack on the Cameroon military, and they vaporized and wiped out the convoy. That means say a lot of Cameroon armor cars and those the Angongoro them. That pash one that pash fake armor car them. That pash truck them. They be the worker for a line, they be the worker for a line, they be the drive for a line. And the Ambazonian Forces, they don't get early intelligence, and then they be planned in advance. The attack where the fighters, they carry them for Boyo, that's something we need for make all Ambazonians may be very proud. That's something we need for make all we get confidence for the state of our liberation struggle. Cameroon not fit fight this war. The Ambazonian people them, they not go only defeat Cameroon. Cameroon no go only pack out of Ambazonia. But the price, the cost, where Cameroon the bearer, Cameroon no fit carry that cost. Before we talk too much, make una watch the video of this precision strike by Ambazonian Forces in Boyo, by this precision strike where we have brave forces them. They carry them out against the occupation terrorist military and for teach Cameroon, for teach Pobia, for teach Diongute who owns the land, who be the authority of the land, and who controls the land. Una watch, una enjoy, una praise, and una celebrate una forces. Una watch this video.
For there we for they don't for there we for they don't chakara they all today when a young man who tell when I say when I the hammer so
Ambazonians, now una picking them that. Now una soldier than that. Now una liberation forces than that. Now the thing that way they don't do for La République today. For Boyo. The Cameroon government enough to fight this war. They not get what it takes. They not get what it be required. They lack the forces for them to be able to occupy Amazonia. They lack the resources. But most importantly, the strategy will don't be put in place for force Cameroon for try to be everywhere and therefore for make them vulnerable. The fact that they try to fight the war for all the 13 states, it will make them divide themselves so thin, they no go fit for protect themselves and they will be easy targets. La République du Cameroun, they don't get what you take. They don't know the land and a better time this. This one at the last day of January for 2024. The first month, it don't come to an end today. And it come to an end with a very sweet news. With a very fine news. Our forces, that bomb where they put them, it jig Amoka, it scatter them into 10 million pieces. And then it send the smoke of the vaporized Cameroon soldiers into hell. Diongute and Pobia, now another hundreds of millions of CFA, we will not don't vaporize them in just 20 seconds. In just 20 seconds, the Cameroon state, it don't vaporized hundreds of millions of CFA. All the forces, the terrorists beat them, would be there inside that Amoka. They don't be vaporized. We turn them into dust and into smoke. And the best way this for end the month, and the best way this for tell Cameroon who owns the land. We don't tell Pobia. We be the generation. We must end Cameroon occupation for our land. By any means and by all means. I want to salute the bravery of our forces. Una cafe day up. Our forces them for Boyo. Una cafe day up. Thank una plenty for this great work. We una don't do it. Una go always know say una fit count on the leadership for all the support. We una need them to get the job done on behalf of the Ambazonian people. We salute una plenty. Now, just yesterday or 2 days ago, we will see them for FACO. The forces them for FACO. They carry out their own action for enforce one national lockdown day and send a message to all traitors and all enablers and any person and any group of persons, no matter whether your name na Paul Bia or your name na Diongute or your name na Emusonge. If you come for our land, for can't do anything in the name of normalization, your name, it could be Nadai. 90s.
Only go check my life. We don't tell roads. Now everybody go now so life. Now everybody road life. Now boy begin them. You can apply one but invisible. You need to jam. Fearless. 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 Nobody road. Fearless. We need to fear no man for the roads. Yes. Life.
That's enough. When I come,
Only go check. Only go check my life. We don't tell roads. Now everybody go now so life. Now everybody road life. Now boy begin them. You can apply one but invisible. You need to jam. Fearless. Fearless. Fearless.
All of these events, they mean one thing. The defiance of this generation, the resilience of this generation, the bravery of this generation, it be immeasurable. How Paul Biafra fight this kind of war? How Cameroon fight this kind of war? We be Ambazonians. Which will talk and which will be doing. We talk to 2024. we go escalate the conflict. And all colonial counselors, all colonial administrators, all colonial members of the CPDM party, any person where they enter the Ambazonian territory in the name for do reconstruction, una fake reconstruction, for reconstruct which una never ever construct them, for una propaganda, you be a direct target. I want to end this conversation for tell the Ambazonian people. The Ambazonian Governing Council, in consultation with other movements and in consultation with the forces on the ground, don't put out a statement from the office of the leader for inform the Ambazonian people. Say the territory of Ambazonia, it will be locked down for 2 days. Lockdown for the Ambazonian territory, it will take place from the 10th to the 12th of February. While borders, they will be closed. The leader, he don't send a message to the United Nations. He don't send a message to the Secretary General of the United Nations. He don't send a message to all the organs of the United Nations. The Ambazonian Governing Council, it don't notify all embassies, all embassies, and the ambassadors or commissioners where they for inside La République du Cameroun, and even the Nigerian commissioner where they consulate for Boyo. They don't notify all NGOs, all international NGOs, and all NGOs where they operate for the Ambazonian territory. They don't send them a direct letter for inform them. Say the Ambazonian territory, it will be on an intense lockdown from the 10th to the 12th of February. This one be very important. The Cameroon government, it never ever celebrate the day where they get independence. They use the fake 11th February as a day where the Ambazonian people and Cameroon, they agree for come together. Those old politics where they use them for occupy our people without their consent, the politics, the fraud, where they use 11 February for demonstrate, for show the world, say, now Ambazonia and Cameroun, they come together for live together as one. Those old politics don't pass. Now those old politics, now that fraud, they use them for keep our people them under occupation and take our territory and our people hostage. As we don't rise up as a people for accept our right, for our sovereignty, for our independence, for our state, for proclaim our identity, and for protect the lives of our people them, anything we get for do with Cameroon a presence for Ambazonia, we must smash them. We must obliterate them. 11 February, na the day where it give Cameroon the fake legitimacy for people our land. It don't come to an end. 2 days lockdown, make all mommy, papa them, make everybody buy food, keep water for house. The lockdown this time around not going to be easy because our forces, they will be outside. Any family now, make us send a strong warning to Ambazonian parents. make warn una in advance. For some of una prefer for sacrifice una picking them, for sell them for 1,000 francs, for give Cameroun legitimacy at the cost and the detriment of the welfare, the safety, and the well-being of our own picking them. For some of una Ambazonian parents, we will not be affiliated to the CPDM colonial party. Any picking, when you send it from outside, for say make it go march, for celebrate the colonialism, Cameroon colonialism for Ambazonia. You don't send that picking for a suicide mission. Any picking where you live on, a colonial authority, it tell you say you must go march. When you come up for outside, when you come up for una door, you step out into the street for 11 February. You don't go now on a suicide journey. No honor Cameroun more than your own life. Because Cameroun don't finish. Preserve your life. Mommy and papa them. Una preserve, una picking their life. Anything where it happen for any Ambazonian picking, now you, the papa and the mommy and the family of that picking, you go bear the responsibility. And the message is, no nightclub, no restaurant, it go open for those 2 days. Any nightclub, any restaurant where you open, any person where you come off a house, he talks say one go celebrate the day where come on the user for talk say he get legitimacy for a land. Now you carry your own cross. Now you don't carry cross, you put them for your forehead. You say rest in peace. Una stay for house. After the 11th February don't pass, una come out, una go do una party. The 10th and the 12th, na lockdown. No movement, no market, no traveling, no mosquito for streets. The forces, they go be out. Because any person they see him, they will consider him as a Cameroon military person. When I stay for house, the 10 and the 12, the territory go bad. Fire will be everywhere. When I stay for house. And the message is, my name is Lucas Asu, the spokesman of Ambazonia Governing Council. When I get a good night, when I cafe day up, oh yes. When I get a good night, may God bless you now. When I continue for stay strong. January don't end fine. Make a live now with this our force in their song.
I come from this I come from this country, the great country, Ambazonia, originated from the country,
Shake up your blended, shake up your blended. Oh, shake up your blended, back up your blended. Hey, fire by your blended. Shut up,
my daddy, Ambazonia.
look by your blended. You blended all. Yes. All times and places to egg of sea.
We have suffered from the hands of the universe. We have suffered from the hands of the universe.
Chase!